Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me. Right now I'm actually like already home for the night. I already went out and everything, but I did a little get ready with me, so I just wanted to kind of tell a little story of the time that I was hospitalized while I was getting ready. So I just thought it'd be fun, and I'm about ready to like take all this off and get into bed, but if you just want to hear the story of the time I was hospitalized and then hang out and chit chat while I get ready, then go ahead and keep watching. Alright, so let's get started. I've already prepped and primed my face, and I'm gonna just go in with the Clinique Even Better makeup. I didn't realize when I got this that it was so light. Usually a rule of thumb for my pale ass is the lightest shade, no matter what, usually always works, and this is like extra light. Do you see that? So I'm gonna go a little heavy on the bronzer, I guess, to balance it out. I usually mix it, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'm meeting up with my friends in just a little bit. We're having a girls' night, friends from work, and I'm just really not feeling into it. Here's where I'm gonna get all TMI, you know, so if you don't want to hear that, then just kind of skip through this part. But I'm actually on my period, and lately they have been extremely heavy, which will actually kind of lead me into the little story that I'm gonna be chatting about while I'm getting ready. Is about the time this summer that I was hospitalized. I still feel really weird talking with people in my house. My mom's home right now, my husband's home right now, so I'm gonna go turn on my noise machine. All right, that's a little better. You can probably hear it, but oh well. So now I'm gonna be going in with the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. This is my favorite stuff ever. I'm actually kind of running out and need to get more, but anyway, so yeah, so this summer, couple months in a row, I had had these really heavy periods, and it was actually over the last I'd say about a year. I'd had like probably about good 3 of them like that were just basically unbearable. And I've been anemic, or found out I was anemic when I was like 14 or 15, and it was something that I dealt with for basically since then. And I was actually prescribed iron pills when I was like 15, 16, whenever we found out. It had been quite a few years since I'd actually taken any iron, ever since I had lost my insurance when I became an adult. You know how that is. I didn't get insurance again until I was in my mid-20s, so I just kind of forgot about it. I knew that I needed it. I knew I was anemic, but I just never really took care of it. Just like a lot of other adult responsibilities that I probably need to be taken care of and don't. Fast forward to this past summer, like I said, I had a couple really heavy periods, and they were to the point where I would get really dizzy, and just obviously a lot of blood loss and everything. Oh, by the way, what I just used was the Maybelline Tattoo Studio. There was another YouTuber that I watched that talked about those, and I forget who, but they it made me really curious to try it, and I love it. I just did a quick job, but I'm not too picky about my eyebrows like how some people are. So anyway, in August, it was towards the end of August, I remember because it was my anniversary weekend, and I had taken a couple of days off of work because I was gonna, you know, plan like a trip out of town with my husband, but plans kind of got changed, and it ended up working out good anyway because I had some friends coming into town. So they came into town and they stayed here for a couple days. They were in town for a wedding, but they, you know, we hung out before the wedding, after they got back from the wedding, you know, all that. Next, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I just got this and I kind of like it. Haven't used it very often, but I'm digging it so far. And it actually smells really good. Yeah, so they came into town. And I remember the whole time that they were here, I wanted to vlog. I wanted to vlog that weekend. Didn't get any pictures, didn't get any videos, anything like that. And I normally would, because they actually, my friends have my dog Parker's litter mates. We got them from the same breeder, so it was like a little reunion with them, and I didn't document any of it. I got like a couple, like probably like 2 or 3 pictures, that was it. And that's typically, that's just not me. Like that's not how I normally do things. Like usually I'm always have my camera out. Why is this out of focus? There we go. I was literally like, even at one point when they were here, we were all hanging out and I took a nap on the couch. I was so exhausted. I thought I was getting like that summer cold that was going around, because a couple people were like called out to work because of it. And I think it went around to, I think my best friend or my sister, somebody had also gotten it, somebody that was around me. So I figured that that's probably just what it was. I was so winded, no matter what. I was like, even just going up like 1 flight of stairs was enough to just basically knock me out. And I still went to work anyway. I went back to work for 2 days after my friends had left. And then the next day, it was a Wednesday, I tried, you know, and so I couldn't do it. So I called out and I just stayed home and just rested. And then I was like, no, I was like, I'm just gonna go to work and see how long I can hold out. And then maybe just like go to the urgent care or something like that after work, because it's like literally right across the street from my office. And so I got up Thursday morning, started getting ready, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. So I called out again. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to urgent care. Yeah, so I went to urgent care. The whole time, the lady, like, it seemed like she just didn't really want to be there. And she told me, oh, it's just your iron. Oh, 1 in 4 women have iron deficiency, you know, that's probably what it is. And I said, I'm like, I've been dealing with this since I was literally a teenager. It's probably not that, but whatever, I'll listen to you. And so she just sent me to do blood work. So I thought that the test results were just going to say nothing. When I got there, the phlebotomist who was doing my blood work, she couldn't even find a vein on my arm at all. She actually had to go through my hand, and it took her 2 tries, and she had to use a pediatric needle. She told me I shouldn't have drove myself there. So she finally did that. I went home and proceeded to lay down, take a nap. By the way, what I just used was the Makeup Revolution palette, was the Reloaded Velvet Rose palette. I just picked that one up. I love the colors. So I get home and get back into my sweats, go to lay back down, and then I immediately get a call saying that the results are back in and I should go to the ER immediately. Apparently your blood count, like, I don't know exactly what they mean by this. Like, science was never my thing, especially human biology. But your blood count should be between 11 and 15 for the average adult female, and mine was at 5.4. My blood count was literally less than half of what it should have been. I was basically a walking corpse. So they told me to go to the ER. So my husband takes me to the ER, and we're waiting there forever. Even though when I got there, I told them I just got blood work across the street and they sent me here. Then they put it in that I was there for fatigue. That was it. They didn't mention anything about that the urgent care sent me over. So we sat there and waited for, I want to say, a good 4 to 5 hours. Finally got back in, and they say that I need a blood transfusion and possibly an iron infusion. They admitted me. It was because of the amount of blood that they were going to be giving me, that I should stay overnight, and they wanted to do an iron drip as well. So I ended up having two blood infusions, 2 full vials of blood and a full vial of iron over the course of that evening, that night, and then the next day. Yeah, So then after they did that, then they had gotten my old records from when I had an MRI of my uterus a couple years before that. When I was doing going to see a fertility specialist, I had an MRI done of my uterus, and apparently what they didn't tell me back then was that I had fibroids on my uterus. If you don't know anything about that, they're kind of like little cysts, but they don't pop, I guess, the way that cysts do. And they're not, I don't know if they're as common as cysts can be. I don't know exactly, but they said that when they first discovered them, it was like 5 years ago, they were a centimeter or so, and now they had grown to about 8 centimeters, which can cause miscarriages, which could be the reason why I've had miscarriages, but I'm not exactly sure because they didn't tell me, so I had no idea. So I did not look into it because I didn't know. Because I had that, they had to look at that and see that that was the cause of all the heavy bleeding, which that along with my anemia made me lose like over half of my blood content. So that's my face. I'm just gonna, I don't know, do something to my hair. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my hair. I think I'm just gonna throw it in some braids or something real quick. All right, so I just did like a quick little adding in of some eyeliner, and then just did my lipstick. This is actually just an Ulta brand, just a plain red color that I really like. This came in like a little, I don't know, gift bag that I got. One of the times I spent way too much money there. I don't know. And then I just did this to my hair because 98% of the time, if I have braids in my hair, it means I need to wash it, which is the case right now. But I will shower when I get home tonight. So I'm just gonna, oh, and then I changed, obviously. So one more step, it's the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I love this stuff, so I'm just gonna put that on. All right, so that does it for this little chit chat, get ready with me slash the story of the time I was hospitalized. You get all that in one. If you like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss all this. I don't do these very often, but I need to learn how to kind of talk and multitask at the same time. So the whole get ready with me thing is kind of, you know, a good way to do that. And I had a story to tell, which I didn't feel like sitting down just like telling a story time. But anyway, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.